How would you analyze a guy like Khabib?
Khabib, he's got a very good overhand right. He's very good at measuring distance and at creating a dilemma in the mind of his opponent between a takedown and an overhand right. Sorry for the mic. and he's very, very good. He's at his most dangerous when he put you with your back against the fence because he's a master at chain wrestling. My style is different. My style is more in the middle. I'm very good at using fakes and creating distraction to get in your legs. I'm more at the dynamic guy. I call it proactive and reactive takedown from the center. But Khabib is better when he's got his opponent his back against the fence. So my strategy if I would have gone against Khabib would be to keep the fight most as I can in the middle and not being afraid to go for taking down. I think that I would have maybe be the first guy that he fought, or one of the only first guy that would have tried to put him down. And I've put down everybody that I've fought in my career.
Damn, that would have been so good because you know what's made your wrestling, what's giving you that timing? It was karate. It was understanding that distance. And yes. I think with a guy like Khabib, who's a freestyle fighter, I think that's what makes him complicated, is the fact that they're freestyle fighters. They don't have like a certain base. They just fight with the recognition of distance. And obviously, it's like that same overhand that you're talking about, the one that he caught McGregor. If you watch that overhand, how he caught it, he looked down. He sold it with his eyes to let you come back and throw that overhand, eventually catch him. So that would be the key. You fight Khabib a few years ago, you stick it straight in the center. You would probably anticipate him, I imagine, but you would definitely be a little bit of karate with throwing some of those jabs of yours, but then also maybe even time and try to look for those takedowns.
I think most guys that fought Khabib were afraid of Khabib takedown, so they were fighting on their heels and they were getting backed up to the walls a lot of the time. One guy who did, three guys that fought Khabib who did very well is Gleison Tibau. Very, very close fight. Very, very, if you watch that fight, it's very, very close. Michael Johnson, who's my training partner. Michael Johnson and I were very close.
Okay, now talk about Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson. If you watch the early minute of the fight, he's doing fantastic job until he lost his confidence, because Michael Johnson is incredibly gifted, very, very talented. But when things start not going his way, he goes. Is the floodgate open? You know, I think that's one of the mistakes he did. You know. And if he would have started the second round as good as he did in the first, he would have had a better performance. And another guy who did well is Gaethje. Gaethje in the beginning did very well. Kick, punch, he hit that very until similar story. Things start to not go well, and then everything fall apart.
When you start thinking of people and start looking at opponents, you know, I got my way of breaking things down. Like for me, like first I was like, all right, let me look at me. Let me look at my strengths. Let me look at my weaknesses, possibly my opportunities where my opponent probably could expose me. But how is it that when you look at a fight, you're looking, all right, I'm going to fight Khabib. I'm going to look at my strengths. I'm going to look at his strengths. And then where is it that I'm actually going to take it? Because the best in the world, when it comes to becoming a world champion, it all comes down to tact.
Well, I don't know. It's easy. I can say whatever I want, but I think Khabib could have beat me. I'm not saying I would have beat Khabib all the time. I was confident enough to take that fight that I was thinking that if I take that fight, I'm going to beat him that day, at that particular place, at that particular, that doesn't mean I will beat him all the time, but I was confident, but maybe I'm wrong. I think I would have beat him because in a way that I was going, if he would have come to put pressure on me, I would have put him down. Yeah. I would have been confident to try to go for it.
If there's one thing that you'd be like, all right, man, he may have the edge. Would you say the age? Would you say the recovery?
The age of recovery, yes, that's one thing. And if he put my back against the fence and start chain wrestling me, I think he has a better
a chance.
I'm very good in that position too, but that's his game. That's where he's at his best.
That's where he can potentially fatigue you.
Yeah, there's something about Khabib that a lot of people don't feel unless you're in there. And I like to, when I fight guys, I feel this too, I fight their heart. I like to fight their heart, their feelings, their emotions. And Khabib, what he does a good job of. It's a slow pressure that he puts on you. Even though, especially in the fight, like you mentioned, the Michael Johnson fight, even though like you're hitting them, boom, 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 you're landing clean shots, but it's a slow pressure. He's still there. He might back up because you hit him with a couple of shots, but he comes back. He's there, he's there, he's there, he's there. And we're locked inside a cage. So over time, you can't run too far. Yeah. He's there, he's level changing, he's there, to where, you know, all he needs is that one. Put you up against the fence, jump in there, get that chain wrestling, and now he starts to go to work because the whole time you've been training for, I need to stay off the cage.
Yeah.
I need to not go down. And so once you do go down, if you're not mentally strong enough to know, okay, I'm gonna get up, it's just a floodgate. So it starts to open up.
Yeah, I think when you prepare yourself in every fight, you need to expect the worst scenario. You cannot go into a fight thinking like, oh, that's not gonna happen. No, you have to think in a way that you tell yourself, if that happened, I'm gonna do that. Yes. And I think a lot of guys, they make the mistake going into the fight, say, hey, I don't want to go there, and once they go there, they panic. You know,